Once Upon a Time. I'm sorry this one is late, but as you can tell by the fact that I'm holding a coffee mug, I'm sick again. Again. I have, like, the immune system of a newborn baby. I just shot up a bunch of nose spray so I can talk now, but it smelled like flowers. Why would a doctor give you nose spray that smells like the pollen you're allergic to? Was it like immersion therapy or something? Anyway, I'm on a lot of drugs and I propped myself up, so let's do this. This is Once Upon a Time. It's, what is it? Episode 9 of Season 6. Its title is Changelings. Let's do it. Okay, wait. My IMDb has this episode listed as Changelings, but Xfinity has it listed as The Changelings, so I don't know. Creepy, empty swing sets? What you doing? Look at this nun we've never seen before. Oh, and she's gone just as quickly as she showed up. Oh wait, she's back. She's tied up now. Play-by-play.
You never have told me why you despise them so much.
He went to an all-fairy school. It's like Catholic school. It sucked. Ew, you aging her? What's that about? We all know Asians don't age until they're like 90.
I used magic like that when it's a dark one to speed up Selena's pregnancy.
You didn't make her look all ugly, though. You sound drunk. Why are you talking like that?
The child's mine now.
Or at least we're finally getting into the fact that he took babies. They didn't really do much about that in this show.
Eldrew's Manual on Defeating the Dark One.
That book's been in the library this whole time and you just didn't know it?
The strand of blood.
There's a strand on the page, Belle. There's literally one on the page. And it's on the floor. Look around. This reminds me of that Family Guy thing when it's like you can trap someone with candy. They're like, oh, a piece of candy. Oh, a piece of candy. If it's really that easy to catch Belle using yarn like she's a cat, catch her.
I'll dream of.
Getting tired of this kid.
Look at these grades. I think they're finally getting it.
You just start bringing a weapon to school, kids will pay attention. Jafar's in there. Jafar's in there, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't think a spell for the removal of hair is going to help us.
It might. Squid ink! That's a thing again! I get why the sheriff's there, but why is Hook there?
Face the evil sorcerer.
Hot! That baby looks creepy. That is a robot baby. Who is that baby supposed to be? Is he supposed to be someone?
In fact, I was hoping to catch you during nap time. Why is that?
So I can kill you laying down. I like that she mothers her baby in a green pimp coat.
Oh, I suggest you put the baby down.
It's gonna get messy.
How about we take this outside?
Bare knuckle brawl. How did Regina magic herself while she was walking? You poof too far away and have to walk back? I'm also just impressed that she got hit with a fireball and that pimp coat didn't go up in flames.
Not your heart. Mine.
I want them to just get in a fight where they just stare at each other and slap themselves to watch the other one get hurt. I'm gonna be honest here. Once Upon a Time's green screen's kind of found wanting. I mean, it ain't no Orphan Black.
You still have a hole in your heart. Just like I did when I first came here.
You need a baby, that's what you need.
Come to pick out a new collar, have we? Actually, I've come
Kinky.
to try to stop you.
That was your master plan? Just sneak up on him? How long does this ink work for again? Maybe he's developed an immunity to it. Whoa, it must stroked out. You better check on that. Y'all really waste all your time screwing around and no one was watching Rumple? Your plan was to just find everything in the span of 30 seconds? In the Enchanted Forest, they at least had a cell ready for him that they could lock him away in.
You really think dried squid ink can hold?
Yeah, you need the fresh stuff. Fresh squeezed.
Well, Rumple's still skin went from her. What does that have to do with why he took you?
How about it's none of your business, Belle?
You knew I was going to do this.
Yeah, you're very predictable. You couldn't just ask her to translate it and not tell her it's about a baby? Why did Belle run from him going into the elevator? That door takes like 15 seconds to open and close. And we all know in case of emergency you take the stairs.
I told you I was a difficult man to love.
And you jumped in anyway.
I think I'm a man no one can love.
I love you, even though you're a jerk.
He can love me.
If I just cut on him a little bit.
You'll lose me forever.
Thought he already did. Wow, that speech worked.
I didn't come here to apologize.
Yeah, you ain't getting an apology from me.
I mean, you came here to steal from me.
Yeah, but I saved you, so aren't you still happy?
Because that's what heroes do, Zelina. They save people.
I'm a hero now, it's black and white.
I can hate you.
Hey, I thought we were heroes here.
But I can never forgive you.
That sounds like a you problem, Regina. Jafar's gonna pop out of that thing, don't rub it. Never mind, it's jewelry. It's okay.
He's been freed.
But without a genie.
And he left his bling behind. But you could probably imprison someone with that jewelry, so look on the bright side. Oh, you're gonna be a genie!
But I knew a pretty great one once. And he's been free for a while now, so maybe I can be like him.
Yeah, you could only wish to be like Robin Williams. Who's to say that would actually make you a genie? You might just get cool bracelets. Look on the bright side. You have a hot slave now.
You were just using me to get rid of Zelina.
If you've come here...
Duh!
Even if you were the person she wants you to be today, how long would that really last?
Yeah, because you're a douche like every 3 days.
And you'll be alone. Just as it was the first time.
Well, the first time, Mila didn't take the boy. She ran out on him. I guess the good thing about Rumpel and the Evil Queen fighting is we don't have to watch them make out over and over again. Blue, you're getting full size a lot recently, and it's weird.
She started stealing them instead.
Yeah, the changeling babies. You know, I have this sordid history with Blue. I don't really trust her. She's done some shady things in the past, so whenever she talks, I'm always like, are you on the level? Whenever Blue is full size, you realize how ridiculous her dress is.
What is it? Are you okay? The tea.
It's happening. I saw the trailer. You got that balloon in your stomach blowing up. So how much did he measure that out properly? Because it's just gonna stop in 9 months, or is she gonna like hyper age like that fairy? Whoa, the black fairy looks super cool. Wait a minute, I know her. The black fairy is H.G. Wells.
Mother.
What? What?
That's right. Rumpelstiltskin.
Your mom is H.G. Wells? That's awesome. Seriously though, everyone's family is magical. I mean, we're supposed to think Rumpelstiltskin was just some random kid who got magic, but no, he's got history. Belle, you're an idiot. Belle, you're the worst. Rumpel's just conflicted because his mom's so hot.
But sacrificing the life of an innocent child is not the answer. No matter how
I don't think he was gonna sacrifice it, he just left it there as bait, you idiot.
No one knows anything about my pain.
I got woes, son.
Wherever there's injustice in the world, there's always a fairy.
Are you just talking to yourself in the front yard? You just stab at it a little bit. So you were aged just enough to go into labor, but you didn't pop the baby out at Granny's? There's more of these nuns we've never seen before, and that one knows how to catch a baby.
You'll always find me when you need to.
You know, on the swing sets in the cemetery.
I won't. There has to be another way.
What are you gonna do? Is it something stupid? Your son's too cryptic. You know, I get the fairies wanted to protect her, but shouldn't they have just set up a barrier around the hospital? It's probably a safer place to have a baby.
Will you be his fairy godmother?
That's lame.
And will you take him somewhere safe?
Road trip.
Belle, what are you doing?
Emma, what are you wearing? I just saw it. It looks dumb. Where is the blue fairy gonna go? Can she jump realms, or do you just want to go live in the woods?
Bye, Gideon.
Yeah, I saw that name coming. He just stabbed his way through the barrier? Cool. Rumpel just looked at a table that had a wash basin, a clean towel, and a blood pressure gauge, and he's like, no, I put it together. You've taken my baby. How did he make that connection? He walked right to the window. Can we just acknowledge that Once Upon a Time has brought another baby into the show just to get rid of it or forget about it?
What's his name?
Hey, you don't get the names. Nope, names are power.
Do what you will with me, but I will never tell you.
He probably has ways to get that out of you. Those parents are so relieved to get their kid back, they just haven't spoken yet. Probably because they didn't get paid enough.
Someone lose another son.
Oh, burn.
I play a very long game.
Like at least 6 seasons long.
I hear fairies make wonderful mothers.
She is full of the shade today. Why is it when you get mad you break your own stuff? That's a very childish thing to do. An adult would break other people's stuff.
As the savior.
What is the savior really, Emma? You just found the sword. Exactly what she was looking for. Now what you should do is smelt that sword down so no one can stab you with it. Break fate. No fate. No fate but what we make. She's tripping balls.
Why would it be in here?
Where else would it be, really? That was a heck of an episode. The biggest takeaway for me, not even the Belle thing. Rumpelstiltskin's mom was H.G. Wells from Warehouse 13. That's news. But to be honest, it kind of bothers me, though, Because Rumpelstiltskin was just supposed to be some coward who got some power, became this awesome character. But the more we learn about everyone's family, they all have ties to magic or other big, well-known characters. They can't just be who they are. Rumpelstiltskin's half fairy. That's cheating. Anyway, this episode starts and Rumple throws some powder on a fairy nun and she, like, hyper-ages. He also tells the evil queen, like, hey, what are you doing here? Go kill your sister. Everyone finds out about that hyper-aged nun and then Belle's like, crap. It's like a warning. He's just telling me that he could also speed up my pregnancy. It sounds like a warning that he could hyper-age you. I mean, forget your pregnancy, you might be 80 when all is said and done. Then we go back to flashback with Rumple and Belle when she was in his castle. Rumple brings home a baby and tells her to watch it, and she's like, you're gonna kill this baby or something, aren't you? Then we're back in Storybrooke, and Belle is in the library, and she sees a book she's never seen before. She opens it up, it says, follow the strand. There's a red strand going through the book. It goes onto the floor, she looks down and follows it. Seriously, you could trap Belle so easily. All you would need is a cardboard box and a stick, and you wouldn't even need, like, bait inside. You could just put a string, and her curiosity will lead her right into it. She ends up following it to that vision of her son and then realizes she's in dreamland. Her son warns her about Rumple again and how Rumple wants to use the shears to sever him from blah blah blah. He says that she's gonna know how to fix it because the answer is right in front of her, and then she wakes up at a table reading a book. Then we cut to a scene at the diner and Snow is sitting there with Jasmine, and Jasmine's saying, hey, I might have found something that can help me find Agrabah, but it's a genie lamp, and genies can be tricky, so, you know, all magic comes at a price. I'm afraid if I try to find Agrabah, something horrible will happen. Snow's advice is, be a hero. What could possibly go wrong? Like, nothing has ever gone wrong for the heroes ever. Okay. Back in the library, Belle has now called Emma and Hook, and they're looking at the book she was looking at, and it's not really noteworthy except for the fact that Hook notices it's written with squid ink. They make a plan to trap Rumple and then go find the shears while he's trapped. Then back in flashback, Belle is in the castle with the baby that Rumple has stolen. She's reading that book, Her Handsome Hero, to the baby, calms the baby down, and then she's like, now that I calmed you down, I'm gonna go snooping to see what Rumple wants with you. Then back in Storybrooke, the evil queen goes to Zelina's. She's gonna go kill her because Rumple wanted her to, and apparently she's just a freaking errand girl. Before the evil queen can kill Zelina, her heart starts hurting. Behind her is Regina holding her own heart like, hey, I'll squeeze it again. Regina's like, yeah, I'll totally kill myself because I don't like you around. Which is like the biggest insult ever. Your presence is so annoying, I'm willing to kill myself. Regina tells the evil queen, girl, you just getting played. Rumpelstiltskin's playing you and you're an idiot. Go ask him yourself. Then it cuts to Hook walking into Rumple's shop, and Rumple's like, what are you doing here, dude? You know I want to kill you. Hook kind of taunts and distracts Rumple, and Emma runs out of the back and just throws squid ink at him and makes him freeze. Then they run through the shop trying to find the shears or the dagger or something, and Emma all of a sudden gets some crazy visions of being killed again, but this time she can see the hilt of a sword that's sticking in her, and it kind of is noteworthy. So where she's tripping out in the back, Hook runs to check on her, and Rumple just unfreezes and walks out, because he was like, really? That was your plan? Then Hook shows up at the library, which I want to note is directly across the street from his shop. Like, Emma and Hook could have caught up to him if they walked briskly, but he has a free time to just go threaten Belle. Rumple just threatens Belle and makes some speech about not wanting to lose another son again, and he has that bottle of, like, hyper-aging stuff. And then Belle's like, I got an idea. I'm gonna run to the elevator. The door takes, like, 10 to 15 seconds to open at the elevator, and he's about 5 steps away from you. The elevator would also lead you to a place where you're trapped. And he's the dark one, so why are you even trying to run? Then it quickly cuts to another flashback of when Belle has the baby and is running through Rumple's castle to try and find out what he wants with the baby. She finds his parchment with fairy language and then starts translating it and writing it on a piece of paper. Rumple shows up and is like, you did exactly what I wanted, because I wanted that language translated, so I did this whole elaborate ruse instead of just finding someone who can translate fairy or asking you to do it and not telling you what it's about. Then he takes the baby and is like, hey, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna lock you in here because you are like nothing but trouble. Then we go back to the scene in the library and Belle's just standing there and Rumple's standing at the opening of the elevator saying all these things like, you know, you never loved me, I'm not lovable, I keep pushing you away, blah, blah, blah. I can't be the man you want me to be. She's like, I didn't want you to be perfect, I just wanted you to try, and if you really do this, you're gonna lose me forever, which I thought she's told him that a bunch of times already. Either way, her weird little speech works because he just leaves. Then we go back to Zelina's house right after Regina has saved her, and Zelina's like, hey, I wanted to talk to you. I think we should apologize to each other because we're sisters and we love each other. She thanks her for saving her, but Regina's like, I didn't actually come here to save you. I came to steal from you. She only showed up there because she wanted to find something that might help her reverse the age on that one nun. Then she starts playing holier than thou, telling Selena that she's better than her because she's a hero and heroes are great and they do good things except forgive their loved ones. Yeah, that's right, this is Rich. Regina, the one who's been forgiven for everything, can't forgive her sister because she's a hero. Disregarding the fact that Regina was the one that told Selena to try and go for true love in the first place and trust Hades, and it blew up in everyone's face. I love Regina, but she's doing the most right now. Then we cut back to Jasmine and Aladdin's story, which in this episode seemed kind of out of place and just tossed in. But Jasmine ends up rubbing the lamp, and the only thing that pops out is the genie's bracelets. She's like, without a genie, we can't do anything. And Aladdin's like, wait a minute, I'm gonna put these on. So one of two things could have happened then. One, he becomes a genie. Two, he's got some pimp bracelets. But he becomes a genie and gets sucked right into the lamp. And then there's just a small scene where Regina shows up to Rumple to throw some shade because he wasn't strong enough to hyper-age Belle and the baby. It wasn't that important. It was banter. Who cares? Then back in Flashback, Belle is still locked inside the castle and she's screaming for help. Blue Fairy shows up and gives some very vague backstory on the Black Fairy, who apparently they don't know what happened, but her heart got blackened. She's no good. Belle needs to go save the baby because Blue can't do it herself, which doesn't make any sense, but okay. Anyway, she lets Belle go and just is okay with having a defenseless woman run towards the Dark One and the Black Fairy. Way to go, Blue. You ain't shady at all. Then we cut to Granny's and see that Belle and Hook and Emma are there. Emma tells Hook about her vision, that she saw the sword hilt, and that maybe something's in Rumple's shop. And at the same time, Belle is drinking tea that hyper accelerates her pregnancy and makes the baby get really big. Then we go to Flashback, and Rumple's out in the woods, puts the baby down, and summons the Black Fairy. She shows up, and girl is on point. Her outfit looks amazing. Oh, and also she's Jamie Murray, who played H.G. Wells on Warehouse 13, which makes things so much cooler. Rumple throws a bunch of squid ink at her, and she freezes in place. Then he goes off on this monologue about, out of all the babies you steal, how come the one baby you abandoned was your own? Who is me? Revelation time. Rumple's half fairy. What does that even mean? It didn't manifest in any way before he became the Dark One? What, do you not get any powers for being a half fairy? Is it like some Lost Girl thing and you need both fae parents to be fae? Again, I'm just gonna say, why does everyone need to be related to some crazy cool character, if not just related to each other? I liked Rumple better when he was just some random dude who got some crazy power and abused it. There's some history here, and they better dive into it because I love Jimmy Murray and I want her to be back on the show. Anyway, Belle's watching this whole exchange, by the way. Rumple asks his mom why she abandoned him, and she's like, seriously, you of all people, power. You abandon the things you love for power. Then Belle goes and just walks out in the middle of all this and picks up the baby. They were having a conversation, Belle. And at the same time, the squid ink wears off, and so his mom chokes him out a little bit and is like, too bad for you, you're gonna have to keep wondering, bye, and throws him on the ground. Then she turns into a little fairy and just takes off. Then Belle tells him that she understands his mom was wrong and messed up, but you shouldn't sacrifice a baby no matter how much pain you're in, and Rumple's like, no one knows anything about my pain, and then he just poofs away. That's the most emo thing Rumpelstiltskin could have said. It's like something you yell at your parents, then slam the door when you're 14. But it does explain Rumple's whole hang-up with fairies. I thought he was just racist. Apparently he's just a half-blood and he's mad about it. Then back in Storybrooke, we see that Rumple has gone to the nunnery place and there's a big protection spell on it, and he starts stabbing it with his dagger to get in. Inside, Belle's having the baby and she starts having this weird dream world thing where she's talking to her son on swings in a cemetery. Belle talks to her son and says, hey, we're running out of time. If you know how to defeat your dad, you should tell us now, because he's going to pop in and start cutting on you with some shears. He says very cryptic, you know what you have to do, and then she gets really sad. They say they love each other, and then he's like, Mom, don't forget the book, and then she's like, what book? And then I guess the baby just pops out at that point because the connection is severed, and she's just sitting there screaming because she's having a baby. Then we see that Belle has had the baby, and she calls Blue in and is like, Blue, do me a solid. Be his fairy godmother, take him, and just leave. Not very considerate about Blue's plans. What if she had stuff to do later? She also said take the book and read the book to him so he knows about his mom or something. Names the baby Gideon, which is the hero in the book, and then she's like, alright, you gotta go. Am I missing something here? Because, the Blue Fairy can't go to different realms, can she? I mean, this whole point. You curse her to Storybrooke, she stays there. Where is she gonna take the baby? What is she gonna do? Has the Blue Fairy had the power to go back to the Enchanted Forest this whole time, but just stuck around because she likes toilets that much? Then Rumple comes in and he sees the baby's gone, looks out the window, sees Blue flying away, and he's like, what did you do? She just tells him off and is like, you need to go, it's over, it's done, there's nothing else you can do. He's really upset about it. He says he'd never hurt her, but he's still gonna find out where that baby went. He asks for the baby's name and she won't even tell him because she's like, if I tell you his name, you're probably gonna find him, so no. Then we see a quick flashback of Belle returning that baby to their parents and Rumple's watching it. Then back in Storybrooke, Rumple goes back to his shop. The evil queen's there just to rub it in that he lost another son. We also learn that it was the evil queen who put that hyper-aging thing into Belle's tea just to be a jerk, and she's like, hey, no one's gonna believe you. You're Rumple. You're awful. It's totally something you would do. They argue back and forth. He's like, hey girl, you're just a pawn. And she's like, hey, you suck at everything you do. Now they're enemies. And before Regina leaves, she throws some shade about fairies making wonderful mothers just to rub it in. After she leaves, Rumple gets mad, throws another tantrum, and starts breaking his shop. He does that too often. Then we see Hook and Emma in Granny's, and Hook just says that, oh yeah, Regina totally fixed that old nun. But no one cared, because we were probably never going to see her again anyway. Emma talks about remembering why she's fighting and what she's fighting for, and he's like, well, the visions are getting to you, and she's like, let's go to his shop and see what that was about. Then they go break into Rumple's shop, and conveniently, literally the first thing she sees is a sword sitting there. She touches it, has some more visions, and then they're like, yeah, now that we have it, we can try and figure out who's gonna stab me. No. Now that you have it, the first thing you should do is melt that thing down, throw all the liquid metal into the ocean so it can't stab you later. Anyway, credits. I don't know how long I've been talking for. Kinda loopy right now. But anyway, if I forgot anything or left anything out, if you guys want to talk about anything, you know what to do. Drop a comment. Don't forget to do the things, rate, comment, subscribe. Catch you guys later. Until next time.